so many people would just assume anyone that was gay is immediately so far left, so far the other way. What, if you don't mind me asking, when did you start? Were you always that way? Were you always political? Were you always conservative? Were you, like, when did that start?
Yeah, no. So I actually really didn't give a shit about politics, I say, until Donald Trump.
Me too.
And, it was so crazy because I feel like I had this like epiphany. It was like, look, I'm a 2-time Obama voter. I tell everybody, I tell all my followers, I'm like, I voted for Obama twice because I wasn't going to vote for the other white guys. They didn't really seem cool. Obama smoked cigarettes outside the White House. So yeah, sure, why not? I was like, yeah, the guy's cool as shit. So I was like, voting for Obama. And, I was living in Chicago. I was working in Boys Town, which is Wrigleyville. It's a big gay area. So I thought it was my duty to vote as a liberal.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then Trump came along, and I'm like, what opened my eyes was I was like, wait a minute. I thought y'all liked him because you guys were like looking to, can I say anything I want on this podcast?
Whatever you want.
I was like, y'all were trying to suck his dick about 2 years ago and trying to go to his parties, and now he's racist? I was like, something doesn't make sense. So I started switching back and forth to all these different news channels, and I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, I saw that too.
And I speak my mind, and I look, I'll probably, people try to cancel me for saying shit. I don't care. I still call trans people trannies. I mean, I grew up in transvestites. It is what it is. And people are like, oh no, Aunt, you can't say that. They're trans people. I said, it's a tranny, honey.
Right, tranny.
Tranny. We always got, it's fine. There's no big deal.
I got lectured by my daughter because I was one night I used to go to this coffee shop, and an older man would come in dressed as a woman, and he'd go for it. He'd have the red shoes and blah blah. And we'd all kind of like giggle a little, just kind of check it out. We just couldn't figure out, like, wow, this dude is just committed. And then I saw him at another event, and he was with a woman. And he wasn't dressed. He looked at, and I go, "Oh my gosh!" And I just remember telling my daughter, "I'm like, the transvestite, Dad, you can't say trans." Like, well, that's.
But you can say queer. See, queer used to be offensive. Right. I remember when someone was like, "Don't be a queer," and you were like, "Ah!" And now
queer was bad.
They've like. Right. They've added it to the alphabet soup, and now they're like, I'm queer. And I'm like, isn't that derogatory? It's not derogatory. Oh, okay, got it. I didn't know. I thought, okay, fine.
I have a theory, and I'm so happy I can talk to you about this. So I have a theory that whatever reason people are gay, whatever brought you there, whether that's your instinct, whatever it is. I feel that when the big movement really started, I believed there was part of me that thought, just like anything, that world got infiltrated and it was going to do nothing but cause way more hate, way more attention, and way more problems. Which then, whenever I see that happen in any group, it then makes me wonder, is this what they really are shooting for, or someone trying to exploit and bring that anger and the hate, like it's a controlled opposition, like when it once the parades and blah 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 and whatever. I always thought, like, oh dude, this might not end well.
Well, and and people don't understand. Look, I call us the OG community, like the old school gays, because when people started telling me about pronouns, I'm like, I don't understand what you're talking about. And they're like, well, they, them. I'm like, who are all these people? One person. Oh, that guy's a them? Well, okay. So we didn't understand that. And what I'm seeing now is that they're just adding things. They're adding things to it. We've been hijacked is what happened, Jim.
That's
100% Trojan horse. We've been hijacked. And now people are just making a mockery out of the entire thing. And then they're using it as a ploy. And I think Gen Z is really brainwashed because of social media.
Oh,
and
without doubt.
And they think that they're like, this virtue thing where they're like, well, I, and it's always the white lady that has, 2 kids who are now bi or whatever. And she's like, I have 2 kids that are bisexual. And it's like, dude, shut the up. Like, she's the one who's advocating for it. It's always the white bitch that's standing on the corner and she just got Starbucks and she's advocating for Black Lives Matter, but she'll never go to the west side of Chicago. It's always these people. And they've hijacked it and they've destroyed it.
Check out the Bruniverse every Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 a.m. Pacific. If you can't wait till then, sign up for Patreon and get it a day early, along with other exclusive content.